pag pumibisita kasi sa amin, we make it a point na tinuturuan namin yung mga visitors namin about natural farming.
Ang survival rate namin doon nasa 85 to 90% po.
Wow! So, nakakatuwa naman yan. Good news nga. So, dalawang maipapayo natin sa ating mga taga-subaybay.
Tubig na mainit, lagyan ko ng produkto mo, wala yung kalamansi, walang lemon. Anong lasa?
Kasi nagko-conduct pa sila ng seminar sa mga gustong magpasok dun sa mga hatchery ng hito.
Ano ba tong biochar na to? Pwede ba natin pag-usapan? Ano po ang biochar? Magandang araw, ako po si Amy Boyko at ito ang Agree Ako Dyan. Ngayong araw, pag-uusapan natin ang isang kakaibang farm sa Tagaytay. Relaxation at healthy food ang kanilang ino-offer dito nga sa Meraki Forest Farm. Alamin natin ang lahat ng ito sa aming pagbabalik. Ito po ang Agree Ako Dyan. Nagbabalik po ang Agree Ako Dyan. Ngayong araw ay papakilala ko po sa inyo ay nasa Tagaytay ang kanilang farm at ang kanilang farm nga po ay Meraki Forest Farm. Kasama po natin si Sir Manolo Asoy, ang farm consultant at ang owner po ng Meraki Forest Farm, si Ms Barbara Kitane. Hello po.
Hello, should we do this now?
Yes, ma'am. Meraki Farm. Yan, pag simulan natin, ano ba itong Meraki Farm? Meraki Forest Farm.
So, yung with Meraki, it's, ang kwento, do you want the long or the short?
Sige, doon tayo sa long. Para detailed.
Okay, so, well, the whole idea kasi is, I really wanted to go local with the name, and naghahanap ako ng Filipino word that captures passion, love, creativity, and soul. Kasi the idea about living well is when your mind, body, spirit, right, are all integrated and all attuned to one another. So, wala ako nakitang Filipino word, right? So, when I actually Googled it and typed all those 4 components that I wanted in a name, it was with Meraki that came out. And exactly with those components. And it's a Greek word, which means doing everything with passion, creativity, love, and soul.
Oh. Anong language itong Meraki, ma'am?
It's a Greek.
Greek, okay.
Yeah, it's a Greek word. Right. So, does that answer your question?
Yes po. And ma'am, pwede bang share nyo sa amin ano ba yung history nitong Meraki Farm? Paano nagkaroon ng Meraki Farm?
Okay, so as other siguro other businesses during the pandemic have had the opportunity to pivot, right, into where they can continuously either live better, diba? How they can be well, whether that's financial or non-financial, right? So in my case, right, we had the branding, design, and publishing studio, which is called Ampersand Design Think Lab, and we were located in Makati, right in the heart of Poblacion. When we know that it was gonna be lockdown, right? So, and it didn't make sense for me personally to be, and even for the team, to be located in the city. So I thought it best where I can to relocate the family to Tagaytay, because there's a 1 hectare property there, so that's a blessing that's been there, but it's only been used as an escape, right? So starting with, and so the thinking was, okay, why would I continue to buy vegetables and fruits in the market when you have a piece of property like that, right? Tama ba? So, oo, and I was always naman, kumbaga, I've always wanted to eat clean. I know the science behind organic food, right? I've always read up on it. So I contacted Manolo, who used to help the family back in 2014. Actually start the initial farming. But since no family member naman stayed there for full time, we needed to debunk the idea. But since now I was bent on living there, right? I called him and he was obviously, since anything about organic farm, anything, because that's also his advocacy. And then later on, you can probably talk to him about his own journey into being a scientist of agriculture and specifically organic. So that's when we all started to come together and create the plan, and then to further the vision of it being a sample, a modest sample. Of course, it's 1 hectare, so that's not really modest. But how can we replicate eating food from our own garden in 150 square meter space, if that's what we have, or up until 300. So we've been able to devise a farm system where we can show how it is for a household setup, how it is for a commercial setup within that space. So that's how With Meraki was born, and basically we started welcoming some families, started with friends and with clients who needed a breath of fresh air, literally, right? To get out of the city. And sometimes, they had their parents or grandparents. Some of them have cancer, some of them are on wheelchairs, some of them brought the kids and they were just wonderfully, getting dirty and going around the forest part, the undeveloped part. And that's when they started asking, why don't you grow your vegetables, which is already in plan, even when, I had the vision of transferring there. And so that's what we started doing with the help of Manolo and 3 other farmers. So they are all TESDA certified farmers. And now maybe I'll give the floor to Manolo. But basically the vision is, how do we create a diverse number of crops that can satisfy the Filipino table, accommodate for a Mediterranean diet, accommodate for a keto diet, all types of diet that can benefit one's health requirements. So we've come up with a library of 100 crops that we are earmarking to be able to be ready for harvest by end of year, because some crops take longer to grow than others, that, right? So, and then we're starting to also invest on greenhouse just so we can be climate risk and pest risk resilient, right? Especially now that, we always have the risk of the Tagaytay, ashfall. So right now, right? So we went for the best structure that our budget can afford, right? Because then again, we have to always show the viability of any farm setup, right? Because we want people to have more of these types of setups when they can, probably consider living out of the city, right? Because as they say, growing your own vegetables is like printing your own money.
Opo. Ako, napaisip ako, ma'am, kung nag-relocate ba kayo dun sa farm, may mga nakatanim na?
Pero that time kasi, newly pinagawa pala yung bahay nila doon, yung residential area nila. Naabutan namin doon yung mga coffee, more of the coffee talaga. Kasi alam naman
Coffee,
natin,
cacao.
when we say Batangas and Cavite, coffee country yan. So, their farm there, 1 hectare area is more on coffee.
Oh. Pero wala pa yung mga greens.
Wala pa. We just introduced it kasi gusto ng family na, of course, aside from coffee, gusto mo rin ng vegetable. Kaya we add the vegetables there. That was 2014. And then by 2021, nagpahinga na ako ng 6 or 7 years. Then I went back, nag-ano na kami, we really planned na to do the agribusiness na talaga. Through organic farming, regenerative agriculture, and health, of course. We also have a restaurant there. So, medyo marami-rami na siyang components. Unlike nung 2014.
Opo. Bali, sir, balitaan ko ikaw ay pumunta pa ng Japan para mag-aral.
Oo, kailangan kasi ng dancer that time. So, I tried to go, but I went to agriculture.
Ano nung mga natutunan mo sa Japan na in-adapt natin or in-apply natin dito sa Meraki Farm?
Number 1 talaga is time management, of course. Yung business component ng farm. And then number 3, yung technology. Yan yung most of that. So, sa technology kasi, since magkaiba tayo ay nasa tropical country. They are diba, sa temperate sila. So, pero the technology wise, you can really learn how to grow crops timely, yung quality, of course quantity. And then yung mga technological inputs na wala pa sa Pilipinas. Sabi nga nila sa Japan, parang ang Pilipinas daw ay 100 years backwards tayo.
Oo. Sad to say.
I'm not so sure, pero mukhang ganun na nga. Kaya we went there, try to learn and adapt what they really do. Kasi alam mo, Japan, before agriculture talaga, pagdating sa economic activity, agriculture ang number 1. Then when they introduce yung motoring, mga ganyan. Number 2, automotive, ganyan, cars, heavy equipments, mga ganyan. Number 2 pa rin ang agriculture. And pag nasa Japan ka kasi, masarap maging farmer doon. Kasi in a year, you can be a millionaire. Yung buhay kakaiba, yun ang pagkakaiba sa atin. Na pagdating sa farm doon, well protected sila sa insurance, sa inputs, of course, government assistance, technology, market, number 1 yan. Na whatever you produce, surely mabibili sa market. Then kung sakaling magkaroon ka ng halimbawa, yung magkakaroon ng disaster, halimbawa nalugi ka, siguro 1 or 2 days makukuha mo ng insurance mo kaagad. Hindi ka napipila katulad ng sa EDSA. Matagal ang pila. So yung maganda yung difference na I am inspired na the Philippines can be Japan also. Kasi kung titingnan mo rin, mas mayaman tayo sa resources. Number 1, water. Pangalawa, yung weather condition. Pangatlo, medyo talo tayo ng konti sa sipag. Mas masipag sila. Kasi ang Japanese, pag Japanese farmer ka, kung anong galing ng Japanese machinery, ganun din yung tala. If a machine can do in 1 hour, the farmer can also do in 1 hour. Parang ganun siya. So, yan. Kaya napakasipag nila. Kahit yellow siya, kahit winter, kahit summer. Kasi sa 4 na season yan talaga. Medyo maninibago ka sa farming. Pero they really do a lot of things. They introduce technology. They build a very good market system. Then they have a cooperative. Actually, the best part din ng Japanese yung association, cooperative. Kapag member ka ng cooperative, you have a lot of access to different inputs. The market, the technology, machinery, yan. Ma-access mo lahat yan. Insurance, kasama din. Ibig sabihin, hindi kaya sa atin kasi sometimes, I'm just comparing the Philippine and Japanese agriculture. So, yun. Yung mga ganun, we are adding these technologies, the system, and to adapt into Meraki's way. No? Na at least meron tayong Filipino version ng Japanese agriculture. This is the one we are want to get, want to give people, want to produce, want to do in a business, yung Japanese way. Kasi kailangan natin talaga. Alam mo, if the data is correct, parang 55 million Filipinos daw is really related to agriculture, directly and indirectly. So that's really a big manpower, di ba? Napakalaking manpower yan. So, can you imagine bakit nagkakaroon pa ng bagsak sa market, nalulugi, di ba? Of course, yung weather, that's a fortuitous event. It doesn't matter. Pero yung system sana, sa government, insurance, the farmer, the technology, that's what we really want to give to the farmers there. I hope we can do it ourselves. Then we can really share to other people. And also for the country. Kasi we are 110 million Filipinos, di ba? A lot of mouths eating every day. So, kailangan natin iayos yung agriculture sector natin para ma-meet natin yan. Kasi 110 million, this 2022. How much more in the coming decades? But I really believe, we in Meraki believe, na we can address yung problema sa food, the pricing, the market, the production, the technology, the farm. Kasi yun ang gusto namin gawin. We try to eliminate yung nasa middle na yan. Kasi minsan bibili mo, example, I traveled kasi most of the provinces in the Philippines. Makakita ka dyan na, example sa Nueva Vizcaya, the trader or the middleman will buy example, tomato ng 2 pesos lang. Pagdating dito sa Metro Manila, that will cost you 40 times higher. But the one who is gaining really much of the income is the middleman. Ang farmer talaga, kung saan nagsisimula yung food natin, yung food production, yun yung maliit na kinikita. So, at Meraki, we try to iayos natin yung system na isama natin yung farmer, not just we in Meraki in the business side to earn, but also the farmer. So, we're trying to eliminate, to cut or to trim the middleman also. Yung gusto namin gawin with Meraki.
Opo. Sir, right now, ano-ano yung makikita natin sa loob ng Meraki Forest Farm?
Okay, once you are in Meraki, with Meraki Forest Farm, you can see, of course, leafy vegetables. We also have some coffee, then some fruit vegetables. And then also, we have the dining area for, of course, not just, you cannot only see it and don't just look at it. You have to taste it through our restaurant also there.
Nabanggit mo yung taste. Ano ba yung mga menu? Ano ang menu natin?
Amy, good question, right? So prior to last year, okay, since we started it, when the private diners they come, we just make them choose 4 course, 3 course, 2 courses, so the number of courses. Tapos if they want plant-based, or they want pasture-based, or they want sea-based. Because they really don't know what they're gonna get. Kasi it's on the harvest.
Oh, parang surprise.
Medyo may pagka-surprise siya kasi at that time, hindi pa kompleto talaga yung crops. But I didn't, diba, we don't wanna force a menu kasi that's sometimes the problem, diba? When you've created the menu, so dapat it should just feel like, diba, yung lutong bahay na pupunta ka, in fact, we don't transact money there. They just pay ahead and then they come. So parang pumapasok sila at lumalabas sila ng bahay. So, pag may forced menu ka, kasi, you're forced to actually, deliver that. Paano kung wala ka makitang fresh nun? Paano kung wala nun? So, we're gonna be in a better position to do that we are gonna move away from the course menu because again, it might be more expensive for others. So we want people to be able to choose the items. So by June, that's when we're gonna come up with our new menu, which is gonna satisfy how we must all eat, diba? So 80% plant, diba? 80% vitamins and minerals. We always go back to the balanced diet principle. So, and then your protein, you can choose your vegetable protein or your animal protein. And then, of course, your good carbohydrates and fats. So, yun na lang yung abangan na lang, Amy.
Oo, sa June.
Pero here in Poblacion, we're launching after Holy Week, last week of April naman. Same idea. So, you can trust that the menu is based on seasons. Right? And of course, trying to eliminate also food waste, right? So all of these are part of our philosophy. So plant-based, non-plant-based, yon. I don't know if that answers your question. So I cannot tell you yet what the menus are, but definitely they will satisfy Southeast Asian palates, Filipino palates, Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, right? International, right? Keto, people who are gluten intolerant will be satisfied. People who are in the keto diet, people who are vegans. So those are all part of what we will try to satisfy when we develop the menu.
Opo. Nadinig ko may diet, may keto, Mediterranean diet. Pero kayong nutritionist dito na involved?
Yes. In fact, part of our living well, live better for 30 days program, these are all certified coaches, right? So plant-based coaches, certified plant-based cooks, right? So really, we cannot go at it without the science, right? So kasama yan kung merong mga tao na kailangan mag-count ng kanilang macros. So that is a nutritionist. And then when it comes to our products, it's food technologist naman.
Right. Ako, parang pagka gusto mo talaga ng healthy food, dyan ka pupunta. Straight from the farm, tama ba ma'am? Straight from the farm ang inyong mga gulay. At sabi mo kasi diverse ang farm. Meron kayong mga alagang hayop ba dito?
Sa kasi sa livestock naman, since we only have 1 hectare, we are about to plant pa. We will be putting it, or we will be renting another farm area, which is bigger for livestock. We're still doing the livestock, but it's also good to see but in business-wise, larger scale, we're planning to rent a farm, bigger area for that.
So, parang hiwalay pa siya dun sa Meraki.
At the very least, yung eggs lang mo. Kasi gusto ko magka-eggs.
Yeah.
Oo. Management din kasi. Management-wise, pagka livestock, magdagdag ka ng livestock, mas marami nakailangan na oras para doon kumpara sa mga halaman at iba pang mga puno.
We are also considering the geography. The location, the area kasi. Before kasi, nung the Kitane family bought the farm, okay ba, medyo farm pa ang lagi. Pero this time, ang dami na kasing residential area, so it's not so suitable for that area, for the meantime.
Kaya pagka nag-alaga ka ng baboy doon, baka paalisin kayo. Kung residential.
Yung mga ganun, they consider yung mga pollution. Consider na, kasi gusto namin talaga, kasi we want to be complete, from A to Z. The restriction regarding the community, yun yung pinag-iisip namin.
Yes, sir. Ayan. So, Bali, for now, magbe-break muna tayo, pero magbabalik po tayo at marami pa tayong pag-uusapan tungkol sa Meraki Forest Farm. Ito po ang Agree Ako Dyan.
Hindi ako dyan.
Nagbabalik po ang Agree Ako Dyan. Kasama pa rin po natin si Ms Barbara and Sir Manolo ng Meraki Forest Farm. Hello po ulit.
Hello, good afternoon again.
Yes. Ayun, Sir Manolo, may tanong ako sa iyo. Kasi sabi natin, biodiversified yung ating farm, no? Tayo ba ay naghuhukay dito? Meron kasi akong alam na farm, hindi sila naghuhukay kasi ayaw nilang sirain yung structure ng kanilang farm.
Yung zero tillage system, yun yung sinasabi. Zero tillage. Walang
Zero
talagang,
digging.
walang hukay, walang cultivation.
Oo.
Yung sa ano yan, merong isang school sa Japan na ganyan ang ginagawa. Zero tillage. Magtatanim ka lang, kumbaga nasa surface ka lang. Hindi ka dapat walang pasok sa surface. Ano? Sa ganung bagay kasi, pinipreserve nila yung ecosystem na sa loob ng
Yes.
lupa. The nutrients, the microorganism, napaka-importante niya. Kaya they don't really disturb it. Parang it as is lang siya, no? Naturally. Pero kasi sa part natin na halimbawa sa Pilipinas, if you do palay kasi, kailangan mong galawin din eh. Gagalawin mo rin siya. Kaya lang siyempre, hindi yung to the point na, kasi pag nakikita mo yung farm na napakalinis, walang damo, tapos well cultivated, it's not really healthy. Parang ano yun, parang yung nagpapaayos ka ng mukha, nagpaparitoke, yung makikita mo yung ano niya, aesthetic value niya, maganda. Pero inside of it's not. Kasi yung sa nutrition farming, napaka-importante na unang-una dyan, kailangan healthy rin yung soil. Hindi naman ibig sabihin yung nagtatanim lang healthy. Dapat yung soil din, number one yan. Then if you plant something doon sa soil, makakaproduce ka ng mas nutrient density or nutrient dense na products or plants or crops, fruits and vegetables. Then at the same time, tayo ng mga human, we can really consume di ba? Yung nutrient dense na galing doon sa lupa na yun. And then at the same time, we can really protect the environment. So yun, well-balanced yan. Kailangan gano'n. Yung zero tillage, it is a very good option, but there are times kasi na we can really we have to check also the soil. Kung
So
okay
parang
naman yung
meron
soil,
siyang area na applicable siya.
Yeah, not all areas. Kasi kung kulang naman yung soil, tayo namang humans, we will be putting organic dyan, di ba? Organic inputs, may ganun, humus, anything, para mas maging healthy rin siya. We can help to treat the soil din. It depends on it's a case-to-case basis sa farm structure, lalo na sa lupa.
Opo. Sir, maganda ba lupain sa Tagaytay? Ayan.
I think, like her, yeah. Yeah, kasi,
Totoo ba yun? Pagka mapula ang lupa, mataba. Tama ba?
hindi, not all, kasi sa iba, pag mapula yung lupa mo, either meron kang nickel toxicity, which you cannot really grow much of the, yung stage ng, halimbawa sa palay, di ba? Kalahati lang ng buhay ng palay ang aabutin niya. Hindi siya mamumunga, hindi siya magbubukas. Kasi nickel siya. May toxicity ng nickel. Although sa iba naman, okay naman yun kasi iba-iba yung kulay ng lupa eh. Iba-iba. Depende sa nutrient at mineral content.
Oo. So, hindi ibig sabihin na mapula. Kasi pagka nadilig ko sa matatanda, mapula yung lupa, mataba yan, di ba?
Siguro nung mga panahon nila okay pa. But at our time kasi na marami ng quarry, marami ng mining, it's not really that much na okay ang pwede na soil.
Opo. Sir, kanina napag-usapan natin nutrition farming.
Yeah.
And Meraki is a organic farm. Sabi natin. Pagka ba kami nag-tour, at ililibot mo kami sa iyong forest farm dito sa Meraki, ano-ano yung mga gulay na makikita natin doon? At meron ba itong kasamang parang learning site? Meron ba?
Actually, yung the whole component ng Meraki talaga, kasama yung education and training. Actually, sa ngayon, kasi several months pa lang kami nung nag-resume kami from, I think, September or somewhere in November, saka kami nagsusunsok. It's almost several months pa lang. But the complete component niya kasi, merong education and training talaga. Kasi as we have said earlier na we really want other people to learn also, to be like us, or to be with us. Sa ngayon, ang ginagawa namin, di ba may restaurant? Kung ayaw pang kumain or kung gusto mong kumain muna, pwede tayong mag-ikot dun sa farm. And we can tour you there para makita nyo rin kung ano ginagawa, kumusta ba yung farm, ano yung ginagawa sa farm, yung maginang bagay. Para hindi ka lang nabusog sa tiyan, kailangan nabusog din yung isip mo.
Oo. Hindi lang tiyan, hindi lang yung mata sa magandang view, pati yung isip, di ba? Bagong knowledge, nag-gain ka din ng new knowledge from Meraki Forest Farm.
Kasi parang most of the children sa panahon ngayon, generation na ba, they really don't know what is farming, parang gano'n. Maybe they know
Farmville na yung alam nila.
Yes, mga ganun. But the actual farming, even yung mga pamangkin ko sa Caloocan, hindi nila alam kung ano yung tsura ng kalabaw, ng baka, ng kambing. But they know in the growing, pero yung actual hindi nila alam. Ibig sabihin parang yung farming natin ngayon, hindi na alam kung isit. Kasi di ba pag kumakain ka, dapat alam mo kung saan ang galing. And we are really strict on that. Meron kami mga partner farms na dapat alam namin kung ano yung standards na ginagamit na. Are we in the same page? Are we doing the same standards? Parang gano'n. So we can do yung business engagement. Parang gano'n. We're really strict on that matter din.
Ma'am Barbara, doon naman sa inyong farm, ano ang feedback ng inyong mga naging guests?
Well, they say parang magical at naghahanap sila ng accommodation.
Na-excite ako doon sa magical.
Magical. Ano ko parang Disneyland magical. Hindi naman. Parang I feel that the goal is met. Kasi for you to absorb nutrients, you really need to calm your nerves. Kasi the absorption of food is better when you calm your nerves. So yung rush eating, yung parang convenience eating, it's really not good for us. Kasi hindi mo na absorb maigi, right? So anyway, na-distract lang ako, sorry. Okay. So what happens is, sabi nila, the moment that they open the gate and they walk into with Meraki, parang bumababa na yung kanilang, yung stress.
Umalma sila, ganon. May calming effect.
Yes. So, that's why we wanted to get rid of the normal dining experience that you feel like you're entering a restaurant. We just really want you to feel you're entering a friend's home. So, kahit nga yung mga protocols, diba? Of course, we need to have those protocols, right? So we ask them to just scan stuff, right? And then send everything ahead. So we're all just focused really on enjoying that moment, right? Enjoying, kasi the most that we all must do is relishing moments, right? The present moment, kung sino kausap natin sa diba? That's when I think we get the most really satisfaction. If we are really even clear of why we're there, why we are with these certain people, those are so feedback-wise, when it comes to food, they feel that pag kumakain ako dito, pag alis ko, parang ang linis-linis ng katawan ko. That's one. Inaantok sila after because of the wind. Kaya yung iba na naging regulars na Barbs, sabi nila, pwede ba mag-prepare ka na rin ng unan at saka...
Oo.
Tapos, minsan, if I know that it's a family of 10, we don't accept na others kasi we take care of yung auditory. Yung auditory stress, atmosphere. So, you want people to really just be silenced by the wind, the birds, even in the restaurants, we try to minimize the chatter of people in the kitchen. You almost don't hear them, and yet it's an open kitchen. So, ganun yung experience. So, where I feel just really bad is you can tell that they get stressed when they're about to leave. Parang they put on their Manila hat again because they know that they're gonna encounter traffic. So that's where, sa Tagaytay. So, yes.
Pababa, no? Ang tagal makababa, ang lapit lang. Kasi traffic.
So dun sumasakit lang yung loob ko kasi parang after you've provided such a good stay where they feel so comfortable, right? That's why I also have to see Amy honestly. How will that change when we open the restaurant and it becomes menu-based, right? Kasi the set menu has attracted a certain set of people, right? That intend to stay there for a long time, intend to hug the place all to themselves. That's how it's been for these diners, right? So much so na tinatanong nila, may ibang tao ba? Right? So it now is something for us to think about, di ba? How we can respect the same expectation. And yet also make it naman sustainable, right? That we can open our doors to not a lot, but there are so many days naman in a year, but to more people at any given time at an accessible formula, right? Because some of them they like the 4-course, but we know that for others it might be less accessible. Diba? Yun lang. So, but overall, I think the experience is really they can breathe, they can walk, diba? They have time to rest, they eat, and they feel so relaxed, right? Yun.
Ma'am, yung accommodation nyo and then yung restaurant, halimbawa, nagpabook ako, ibubook ko siya for 1 full day, yung inyong forest farm. Yung food ko is good for 1 whole day na siya.
Yes, if you're gonna have the lunch and dinner, like some companies, ganun yung ginawa nila. They wanted, kasi strong yung wifi doon. So they were like, there's a time this company, they just did their planning session there. So they bought the lunch and they bought the merienda and they bought the dinner.
Tapos, how many guests?
We can accommodate now up until 20 now.
Oh, 20 heads.
20 people comfortably.
Oh.
20 packs. 20 packs.
Opo.
20 persons.
Uy, 20s, madami na rin yun ah. Madami na rin tao yun.
Oo, pero ideally, lang sana, ideally 16?
16.
Tapos ideally 1 is sila. Pero like I said, if one table has 10, medyo hindi na ako nag-accommodate nung isa pa table. Parang we closed that already just for them so they can really enjoy.
Opo. Private talaga.
Oo, private talaga. Pero sometimes, kung okay naman yung iba, like there's a time we had an English and Filipina couple that really wanted to stay for cocktails until the time that we close. So I made them come at 3 p.m. Kasi
Mhm.
they stayed outside while a family of 16 was trying to finish. But basta we just tell them, hey, by the time you arrive, there's a family that you're gonna cross for about an hour. Is that fine? Or do you wanna come at 4 o'clock instead? Mga ganon. So, sinasabi lang namin kasi we know what their objective is when they come to that.
Opo. Pwede ba mag-overnight dito sa Meraki Forest Farm?
Okay. Amy, kung okay sa'yo ngayon na nasa tent, kasi wala pa kaming structure for
Okay.
for enclosed. So, there have been people that really insisted that they're okay with the tent. So,
Oo. Pero pumapayag kayo with the tent.
yeah, pumayag kami na ganon, right? But that's very rare. That's very rare that people wanted the tent. Maybe because yung gusto ng tent, kaya mag-pay ng accommodation. Kasi if they can pay naman this kind of food, kasi medyo hindi rin siya mura, no? A person for 4 courses is 1,800 per person. Okay, and then 500 consumable on drinks, right? So, so a person that tends to eat like that probably is not good sleeping in a tent. Parang hindi siya, may mismatch doon eh. Right? Pero, they've been cases na ganun siya. Na this couple, they were okay, staying in a tent. Even
In a way kasi ma'am, din yun eh, romantic din. You're in the forest, tapos naka-tent, di ba?
Ibang countries kasi, pag sinabi yung forest, kailangan sa tent ka na.
Oo, di ba? Yung ibang, sa mga Europe and US side. Nila. Kasi kailangan talaga naka-kwarto eh. May kubo, may
Hindi ba masyadong marketable yung tent? Pag lang kapag may disaster, tent city ka talaga.
For Sir Manolo, ano po yung inyong advice na mga ibibigay para po sa ating mga kasamang farmer?
Since talaga tayo farmer, di ba? One of the heroes in the country. We really provide food for the Filipinos, for the 110 million Filipinos every day. So I really hope na kailangan magstay tayo sa kasi farming is also a profession. Hindi naman kasi pag sinabi mong farming minsan, 3D ang tawag dyan, dangerous, dirty, and difficult. Yun yung tingin nila, no? It's like a 3D. Pero, if you're really thinking that you're really providing nutrition, food for the Filipinos, it's a noble profession to do. So, I really hope that our Filipino farmers, like me, we have to stay in farming. We have to pass on the farming kasi sabi ko kanina, it's 57 right now. So, we try to encourage the younger the population to really join us in producing good, nutritious food. And also, at the same time, protecting the environment. Kasi, of course, di ba, 55 million Filipinos are involved in agriculture. So, it's really a huge workforce that really can satisfy, can suffice the nutritious food requirement of the Filipinos. And we at Meraki can help you. Please join our bandwagon in helping this country to gain food security talaga. And at the same time, protecting the environment.
Ma'am Barbs, paano po, invite naman natin yung ating mga kababayan to visit itong Meraki Forest Farm.
Feel free to visit with Meraki Forest Farm. We have our website, withmeraki.co. We also have our Facebook, our Instagram. So, pwede kayong bumisita doon whether you just want to do harvest. And we have harvest plus merienda bundle. Hindi naman kailangan mag-private dining. There is a solution for just coming to the farm, just to, we call it pick and pay. and then or pick and pay with salve snacks, right? And then there's also private dining that is an available option. So dun sa mga pakiramdam at nangangailangan ng relaxation, cool air, na may saysay, sana ma-consider nyo ang With Meraki na puntahan at saka bisitahin. Yun. I hope to see you there.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Barbs. Thank you, Sir Manolo.
Thank you.
At sa ating mga kababayan, isang kaalaman na naman tungkol sa agrikultura ang ating napag-usapan. Napakaganda ng ating episode ngayon at sobrang inspiring nga. Salamat sa pagbabahagi ng kaalaman po ng Meraki Forest Farm na how we can eat healthy, build meaningful connection, and to use products for health and wellness, no? Na ang agriculture talaga dapat nakafocus na dun sa nutrition. Hindi lang po sa pagkakakitaan, kailangan po natin na maging healthy sa ating mga kinakain. Kaya nga po, maraming salamat ulit, Ma'am Barbs and Sir Manolo. Hanggang sa muli, ito po ang Agree Ako Dyan.
Agree ako dyan.